Hello, everybody, and a very good evening to you. My name is Helen, and you're joining us for another bedtime story with Above Bounds. I hope you've had a fantastic day in the sunshine, perhaps. Maybe you've gone outside your house today. Maybe you've sat in your garden. Maybe you've soaked up the lovely sunshine. It's been very hot, hasn't it? So tonight's story is a little bit different from the stories we've done before. Vicky and I are going to be telling the same story over the next 3 evenings. We're going to tell the story of Sleeping Beauty. And tonight is part one of the story of Sleeping Beauty. And I hope you like this one. It's a lovely traditional tale, but it's quite an epic. So we thought we'd spread it out over the 3 evenings. So you can watch part one today, part two Vicky tomorrow, and then part three with me on Sunday. And you might even see some puppets by Post as well. I hope you've enjoyed all of our puppets. They've been great fun and lovely to tell the stories with as well. So, are you all sitting comfortably? Are you all ready, tucked up in bed? I hope you are, because here is tonight's story. This story starts a long time ago in a kingdom where there is a king and a queen. And this king and queen love each other very much and want nothing more than to have their own baby. And so the queen one day goes down to the lake and she sits by the lake when suddenly something hops nearby. Rabbit, 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 rabbit. It's some frogs. Some frogs are hopping nearby, down by the lake. And the queen looks at the frogs and she knows that the frogs are magical. And she says to the frogs, "Oh, please will you grant me a wish? I long for nothing more than a little baby girl." And the frogs croak and ribbit and hop into the pool. She thinks, well, the frogs didn't reply to her, but she hopes that they will grant her their wish. Now, a little while later, sure enough, the queen and the king are expecting a new baby. And so the queen thinks, well, it must have been the frogs. They must have been magical and granted me my wish. And a little while after, a beautiful baby girl is born. And she's so beautiful that the king and the queen call her Sleeping Beauty, because she looks so beautiful as she sleeps. Now, all of the fairies in the kingdom are going to come and congratulate the king and queen on the birth of their beautiful, healthy baby girl. And so 12 come all the way into the kingdom. And they're all there with their different magical powers. And they fly in one by one. And to give a gift to the king and queen for the baby, they want to grant the little girl some wishes. The first fairy flies down, looks at the beautiful baby girl and says, "I wish that she is always kind." And so the baby girl is granted with kindness. Now the next fairy flies on by, down to look at the beautiful baby asleep. And the next fairy says, "Oh, she's so beautiful. I grant her beauty forever." And off she flies. Now, the next fairy flies on by. "Oh, she's so beautiful. She'll need some riches to go along with that beauty. So I grant baby riches forevermore." And so fairy after fairy grant their wishes, courage, bravery, and all sorts of lovely things. Now, as the 12th fairy is going to grant a wish for the sleeping princess, there is a horrible sound, a rumbling. Oh, can you help me at home make a rumbling sound? Can we get our hands and can we clap them on our thighs like this? Can we make a big rumble on our thighs? We can clap our hands too. I wonder what the rumble is going to be. Whoa. Stop. Should we do the rumble one more time? Are you ready? Get those hands on your thighs. Rumble. And even louder. And louder. And louder. Until, oh no, the 13th fairy has arrived. And the 13th fairy is not a fairy. In fact, she's an evil fairy. And she's angry because she hasn't been invited to the birth. And so she comes down and looks at the beautiful sleeping princess as she lies there. And she says, ha, 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 ha. I too have a present for the sleeping beauty. And the king and the queen gasp. Oh, everybody's very scared at what the evil fairy might grant a wish on this poor sleeping princess. And the evil fairy says, when the princess is turning 16, she will prick her finger on a spinning wheel and she will die. And all of the other fairies gasp and cry, oh! And off the evil fairy flies. Oh, poor princess. When she turns 16, she will prick her finger on a spinning wheel and die. Now, the king and the queen gasp because the 12th fairy did not yet grant a wish as a gift for the princess. And they say, please, please, surely you can reverse this curse. And the fairy says, oh, unfortunately, I cannot reverse the curse, but I can try to make it better. And so she lifts up her wand and she casts it towards the sleeping princess. And she says, the princess will indeed prick her finger on her 16th birthday, but she will not die. She will simply sleep for 100 years. And with that, the magic was cast. And the king and the queen, oh, well, they're still very sad. They don't want the princess to sleep for 100 years, but it's much better this way than if she were to die. And so off the fairy flies. And well, the years passed by very, very quickly. 1 year, 2 years, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 years passed by. And our sleeping baby has turned in to a rather lovely and beautiful princess. Oh, the Sleeping Beauty princess. And the king and queen are so sad because they remembered the curse that the evil fairy had cast on this beautiful princess. And so the king ordered for every spinning wheel in the land to be burnt or destroyed so that there would be no more spinning wheels for the princess to prick her finger on. And that is where our story ends for this evening. And Vicky will come back tomorrow with part 2 of the story. I'm sure, like me, you want to find out what happens next. Oh, wow. Should we do a quick recap of part 1? So we had the birth of a lovely, healthy little princess. And then a party to celebrate. And 12 fairies all attended. And all came and to the princess lots of wishes like riches and beauty and kindness and bravery and courage. But the evil fairy came and said that when she turns 16, said that she will not die. She will simply sleep for 100 years. Oh. And tomorrow we find out what happens when our Sleeping Beauty turns 16. Oh, I wonder if the curse will come true. I really hope not. But we'll have to wait and see and find out. But I thought, because I've got a lovely froggy glove here, we'd have a little look and see our frogs as well this evening. Oh, can we see? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, shall we sing a little song about our 5 little speckled frogs. Should we join in with this one? You might know it at home. It goes like this. It goes, 5 little scrubs, yum, yum. Oh, can we join in with the yum, yum at home? We can go, yum, yum. Fantastic. One jumped into the pool where it was nice and cool. Then there were 4 green speckled frogs. Glug, glug. Oh, brilliant. There they are, the 4 remaining. Oh, should we sing that one again? You can join in now. I'm sure you know this one at home. Here we go. Little speckled frogs sat on a speckled log, eating the most delicious grubs. Yum, yum. One jumped into the pool where it was nice and cool. Now there are 3 green speckled frogs. Yum, yum. Are we ready? 3 little speckled frogs sat on a speckled log, eating the most delicious grubs. Yum, yum. One jumped into the pool where it was nice and cool. Now there are 2 green speckled frogs. Glug, glug. Oh, we ready? Should we do this one a little bit faster? You can join in nice and loudly. We ready? 2 little speckled frogs sat on a speckled log, eating the most delicious grubs. Yum, yum. One jumped into the pool where it was nice and cool. Now there is 1 green speckled frog. Are we ready? Final time, nice and loud. 1 little speckled frog sat on a speckled log, eating the most delicious grub. Yum, yum. Jumped into the pool where it was nice and cool. Then there were no green speckled frogs. Oh, brilliant. Fantastic. Give yourselves a clap for joining so much for joining me this evening for a bedtime story. And Vicky will be back tomorrow with part 2 of our tale. Oh, I can't wait to see what happens. And do let us know if you've enjoyed this as well, if you've enjoyed our parts 1, 2, and 3 stories, because we might bring it back next week. That's it for now. Good night, everybody. Bye.